Wonderful. Maybe I'll give you like a note-taking per diem.
Y'all would owe me a lot of money if I got paid for the notes I take for these campaigns.
It's an extra add-on feature you have to pay for. Well, we can begin. You guys actually, in a quick recap of last episode, brought Nora with you to Rosemont to drop off your captured friend that you... Well, I say friend.
Friend.
Your captured frenemy Param. Brought him over here so that he can do some favors on enemy lines behind enemy lines for you. But you also brought Nora. Manon might be having some anxious thoughts about what happens next, considering whether Tegan is gonna stay with the group or help Nora with her goals. But speaking of, Nora wants to go speak to some guy named Senthil who apparently brought Tegan to life and gave her powers. But she said that y'all need to sneak into the reservation because it's a restricted area. And I think Manon was about to drunkenly oblige.
Well,
But
yeah, but even drunk, I still rolled a 19.
Yep, that's true. Your sister did come in and look for you and couldn't find you, so you had to give her a surprise hello.
Yeah, and then she cured my drunkenness and promptly fucked off, further cementing my fears of being abandoned.
Yeah, so she got back on the SS Pie Titties, and you assume she sailed off toward Pretoria, across the Merchant's Bay. And, yeah, you guys were about to head over to the reservation, I think. So, Nora's there. She says, "Okay, look, I need to talk to Senthil. I don't know if you all want to come and meet him, or if it's just Tegan and I, or if you want to help Manon."
I'll help with whatever you need.
She looks at Tegan. Tegan, is it just going to be us three, or do you want the others to come? Do you think they could help?
I mean, yeah, I think they're willing to come. Certainly use their help.
I open the Legion bag.
This is a stealth mission, correct?
Legion gets the bag.
There should be absolutely no killing or knocking out or going to jail. I just need to have a conversation with someone. This doesn't need to be dramatic.
We can definitely do that.
Sneaking in.
I have invisibility, it's fine.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Legion's head pops out of the bag. If you need murdered, please drop us out of the bag. Pops back into the bag. Starts knitting a scarf. It's not very well made since you can't knit very well.
Okay. Well, she will lead you down the city streets and then eventually off toward the fringes of the urban development. There is this like dirt path, and you can see it's a very well-trodden path. You kind of arrived in early afternoon, so at this point, the path actually doesn't seem to be that well traveled at the moment. Like, there's no bypassers going either way. And you're able to... You have the choice of either walking down the path or going off path and kind of circumventing it.
at this point, if we're trying to be sneaky about it, it's taking the off the path at this point. Is that that's probably what we would like to do, right? Since we're trying to infiltrate this without any issue. I'm also trying to just gauge is this the moment where I need to cast invisibility on a cast spell?
I look at everybody and realize that no one can lie in this group. No one can lie convincingly in this group. I think probably the more circumspect we are, the better. There's an amount of hiding in plain sight that you can do, but not if everyone's very bad at lying.
In that case, then everyone roll a stealth check at advantage because you're off the road. Wow.
Wow.
How do I do advantage again?
Shift click.
I'm just gonna do it because I want to see what happens. Hey, 16.
Hey.
What level are y'all again?
14.
14.
Wow, when did that happen?
You took pity on us after you almost murdered everyone in the party with that archfey.
But like 4 or 5 times too. So
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Yeah. And I also realized that the last time we leveled up, I could have taken Pass Without a Trace, and I did not. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Yep. I was looking, I was like, do I have access to Yep. Yes, I do. I took 8 instead.
8 is a good one.
8 is
Yeah.
good, yeah.
8 is good.
Oh.
Oh, I guess speaking of that,
So if I do...
I'll upcast Aid using my 3rd level spell slot, and everybody gets 10. Their max increases by 10 for the next 8 hours.
You guys rolled really well.
Wait, their max think HP.
Your max HP increases by 10 for the next 8 hours.
I just did the average. Yep, you guys are fine.
Hell yeah.
So
That's good.
you all make your way along the path, and as you're kind of weaving through the trees and bushes and trying not to get seen, you occasionally see a guard patrolling the pathway, but he does not notice you. And roughly 20 to 30 minutes later, you guys arrive at this reservation.
This place is a dump.
It's a
Reservation.
reservation.
You guys probably entered down here on the south.
For a reservation, it doesn't look that well reserved.
It exists, therefore it has been reserved.
Or preserved. I mixed up my words, I guess.
I'm not sure if the water's supposed to be green.
Yeah, I don't think it should be.
No, I don't imagine that is the case.
Reminds me of home.
Is this fella directly in front of us a guard?
Yeah, there seems to be various guards posted around, keeping an eye on the public here.
Okay, then I will not shake Legion out of the Legion bag until we are out of sight of of the guards.
Good idea.
Now that you all are in the reservation, you can try to roll another round of stealth checks, not at advantage, and we'll average it out, and we'll just flavor it as oh, they turn around and look the other way, and then you scurry by.
I know you said not at advantage, but I am invisible.
If you're invisible, you're at advantage, yes.
Okay.
But the trees do not give you advantage anymore.
Oh, thank God.
Whoa.
Hell yeah.
Tegan, are you a rogue?
Did mine did mine not
Yeah.
come through?
You're
The
so
multi-class
squatted
again.
on.
Holy shit, 29?
Oh yeah. Okay. It didn't show up for me, but I guess it did show up for you guys.
And then, boop. Yeah, you guys are solid. Nora, who I should put on the map, actually.
Jeez, my neck is.
You guys sneakily make your way through the city. And Nora seems to know where she's going. As you walk around, you see various Sharen either loitering, hanging out by these little fires that are set up around town, and like trash cans. When you look at the water, it definitely looks like maybe sewage infrastructure hasn't been established here.
So it smells like literal shit in here.
Quite literally.
We're glad we don't have any nose stuff.
And
It
so,
fell.
I remember when I could smell. Good times.
once you get to about here, she'll point at this building that has two Sharen, at first glance, maybe loitering. And she says, "Those two are guarding him. We need to get in there."
Like, does it appear that they are guarding him as in like keeping people out, or as in keeping him in?
Keeping people out.
Okay. So you can't just like talk to him? We have to find like a window or something?
I would recommend that we find a window and sneak in. They may or may not know who I am.
Okay. I will I'll send Lucky to go like do like a round around the building to see if there are any unguarded windows, like what looks to be the best.
You could probably sneak in over here.
Okay. So I come out of him and I'm like, the window on the east side of the building seems like the best bet. I think it looks like we could drop down into that deck area and then crawl and then sneak up the side probably.
Okay. You can probably make your way back here and then drop down. And then we'll say that this like rat fucks off somewhere.
The rat's like rubbing his hands over that burning barrel, like, I'm so cold.
Fuck off, rat.
So, as you all are climbing up this little elevated area and making your way toward the window, make one more round of stealth checks.
Oh,
Oh no.
Oh, wow.
All right, big money. Big money? Big money? Ooh no, that's bad.
Wow.
do we need a Cas bag as well?
I can't breathe.
Oh, right, you need oxygen.
Yeah.
Do you think sewage smells are worse for dragonborns because smells are worse at higher temperatures?
Depends what kind of dragonborn you are.
Fire or brass?
Mm. What the heck?
I wonder if an acid dragonborn just sort of neutralizes it.
So you guys average a roll of 13.
Oh dear God.
Oh no.
Legion, roll just roll because I want to see how bad it would be. Oh,
Ooh.
hey, it would have improved it.
By a very small amount.
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Noises you don't want to hear your DM make.
No, 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 no.
They rolled a 3.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
So, you
excellent.
guys, despite your shitty rolls, are able to get up to the window and open it and climb in.
I guess the guard over there is just like really digging for gold in his nose.
Yeah.
He's like,
Or something like, just like, ah.
He just hears like crashing behind him and he goes, "Damn raccoons."
he's like, I told that rat to stay out of our garbage, god damn it.
Family of anthropomorphic raccoons runs across the street,
Mhm.
looking offended.
Okay. Well, you... Oh my gosh.
I have to.
He has to shit.
I hate when that happens. I mean, I guess it's worse when it doesn't happen, but you know.
It is unpleasant after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all make your way into this hut, and you have this visualization of the decrepit state of living here. As you come in, and there's a lot of broken floor panels. The ceiling seems to have quite a bit of water damage. The walls have wood that's been splintered, cracked apart, maybe warped over time with the moisture in the air, considering you're by the ocean.
Okay.
And solitarily in this room is what looks to be a anthropomorphic panther with garb kind of depicting a monastic style. There's a single golden embellishment on his forehead. He has a set of prayer beads and a dark purple robe as he sits in a chair at a desk with a metal cup of tea that looks to have been boiled about 3 feet away in the living room. And he perks up and looks towards you. And he whispers,
What kind of...
"Tegan? Nora, is that you?"
Yes.
I obnoxiously shake Legion out of the bag.
At which point, Nora will go over to him and get on her knees. And she says, "Senthil, I have returned. What are the state of things, and how can I be of service?" And he'll take her and have her stand. As he slowly stands, but he appears to be... You get the idea that either he's really old or he has a disability as he struggles to stand. He says, Everything here is as it has been. Master Elric hasn't shown himself in a while. Tegan, the fact that you are here with Nora means that you have faced Elric.
Yes.
Are you aware of what he has done and what he intended to do?
For the most part, I gotta explain what I gotta know. I guess exposition. I guess exposition.
Then have you come to free our people?
Mm. Well, I gotta look to the rest of the group. Somewhat preoccupied at the moment. I'm not opposed to helping, but I have other responsibilities as well, it seems like.
He thinks may I ask what those other responsibilities are?
It's fine about telling them about the war efforts and how we've been dragged into that, or I'm like messaging man, it's cool if I tell him everything we've been through, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I will explain kind of what we've been through, kind of my personal journey and how I've got caught up into things.
As you cast exposition, he hobbles over and he gives Legion a close look. And he looks at Manon. What is your name? As he gently touches a claw against the chest plate of metal. Or not metal. Legion.
He reaches through time.
We are Legion.
I can't help that you use the word we.
We can't help it either.
I have seen your kind before. In Androrion.
That's where we hail from.
And you. You don't strike me as the priestly type. As he points at Manon.
Well, That's because I'm not.
That's a story I'll inquire about another time. If I may, the Australithic League is in dire need. I am confident that you are telling the truth in that regard. But much of these machinations that have led them to this situation cannot be stopped if you were playing defense. I don't think that your contributions to the defense of Solsheim is enough to flip the war on its head. May I recommend a change in strategy?
What do you have in mind?
Master Elrit made connections with the Dark Heiress. She has been a mastermind behind the fall of the Australithic League. You need to find a way to get to her more directly than pushing the enemy forces back home.
The Dark Heiress. This is what's her name? Hilda something?
The Dark Heiress was Wilhelmina Ghouls.
Oh yeah. Wilhelmina.
I suggest you get more intel on how they are amassing these strange forces. As you and I are both aware, they're not just using conscripted military. And perhaps it may be worth discovering more about yourself and your past, Legion. Few have gone to Andrew Ryan and discovered the secrets of what happened after the collision.
We haven't been back since the collision.
Do what you feel is necessary. Perhaps you can help Solsheim live another day. But I think you and I know it's only a matter of time. But if Solsheim falls, well, we could call them the last bastion. But do know, the use of Sharan slave labor has been a driving force in supplying the Durisfall Empire.
So it sounds like you want us to overthrow your government.
I would like to see that. I only give information. You do what you think is best. Tegan. What are your thoughts?
Have I met this guy? I guess I know he was the cause of me coming in, but have I met this guy after that, or do I remember him at all?
This is the face of a stranger.
I look at Laura. I look at Matt and Legion and Cascade.
Keep in mind when you look at me, I'm still invisible.
I look where I think he is.
It's 4 feet to the right.
Hey, I'm looking to the right. He's like right next to me. We were supposed to. Weren't we supposed to add a character? Weren't we supposed to meet someone? Someone was supposed to teleport us to somewhere before we got caught up in this, or
Lady
Lady
Norster's in
Norster,
the
right?
city looking for you.
yeah, aren't we supposed
We're supposed to get teleported directly into the defense of Solstheim because it is like days away from falling, according to the information that we received.
And we're the only ones who could do anything, apparently.
yes.
We're the only competent people in the entire Australithic League.
I mean, it
I would
seems
say
like we're the only
capable.
competent people on the fucking continent. And that's bad, because we're not competent.
Yes, we are capable.
Correct.
We have to handle that because if she's looking for us. I'm fine with helping you topple your own government. But I think there are more pressing matters at hand. Once we take care of that, then we can loop back around to this. Is kind of what I was thinking first. First off, we have someone who is waiting for us right now that needs our immediate help. I don't think we can abandon her and deny the assistance we promised to give.
Arguably, you would help more people by going to Solstheim than you could help here. I don't fault you for that. Just know that I don't plan on going anywhere. You know where to find me.
Right then, I think once we deal with, I look at the group. I mean, do we take care of business in full times and then reevaluate next steps after that? Or?
I have a question for disarmingly familiar Panther Man. Um, so it's all well and good to tell us that we need to make connections to the dark areas and get close to her and find more information. It, we're we're four dumb fucks stuck in the middle of a war that we're trying to do our best in. Like, do you have a suggestion as to how we can, cut the serpent's head off? Because otherwise, we're stumbling around in the dark trying to find the magic potion that'll get us close to the woman and the woman that caused all this. Well, people that we know and people that we care about, and I won't speak for them. A person that I love might be dying in Solsheim right now.
War is no pretty thing. But to your question, there is no information that is off the table. If you have the coin and the connections, either with the souterrain or the verdant hand.
Shit. We had connections with the Verdant Hand.
We. Oh, I wasn't there for that.
We don't know where they went.
The souterrain is probably your preferred option.
And how do you spell that?
Souterrian. Or, here, hold on. I think I misspelled it myself. There we go. I will post it in the Roll20 for you.
So soup, replace the P with terrain.
Soup terrain.
Terrain. That's how I
ST.
remember that. Sounds as difficult terrain, it's all soup.
That would be difficult terrain, yeah.
Which, by the way, Param is supposedly a part of, so.
Mm.
Is there anything else that I can answer or provide for you before you go?
Yeah, you never gave us a name.
My name is Senthil.
Sentil?
Senthil.
Senthil.
Senthil Lysoros. Tegan, just remember that I created you for a purpose.
Understood.
Be safe out there. He looks toward the doorway. Feel free to use the front door.
I start to leave, and then I find that I can't just let what he said go. And I turn back around, and I'll take 2 steps closer. We are all of us created with a purpose. But just because the person who made us had one in mind doesn't mean they get to decide the rest of our lives. Once you create a life, it is completely out of your control. And then I slam my way out the front door.
Can I open the door for maximum confusion?
For some reason, the door just swings open when you're storming out.
I just am more mad. I'm just more upset.
It's like a car door that doesn't close, it slams and
Yeah.
slightly goes open.
As you all step out the door, you notice when Manon steps out, she looks like a tiger.
Wait, what?
Man, you're a furry?
And then one by one, each of you, a glimmer of illusion magic sweeps over you, and you look like a Sharen of varying kinds.
Oh, okay.
Holy
So we
shit,
could just,
I'm a furry.
so we could just leave.
Tegan's a
Legion, if you ever
werebore.
Oh, God.
Legion's a werebear.
Oh god, am I gonna be the ass?
You're invisible.
Were donkey.
You're an invisible weredonkey.
Legion, if you ever suggest I'm a furry again, I'm putting rotten fish in your helmet while you're in sentry mode.
Could you not?
But he can't smell it.
I can't smell it, and I don't want, like, to walk around smelling bad.
Nora looks like a rabbit person.
You make a stealth check, but the enemies have to make a constitution save because of the smell.
Yes.
With this magic on us, can we leave freely, or are we stuck here now?
You just so happen to be leaving at the change of shift where you are due to go back to the city and work the docks.
Oh,
Convenient.
Works for me.
yeah, that works.
If
They have
you,
the subtle,
if they have to what?
if they have this subtle magic, why haven't they overthrown their government years ago?
Who knows?
They've been waiting for us like assholes.
Because they're incompetent.
Because we're the only competent people on the entire continent.
Capable people. We are not competent.
Fair, we're the only capable people on the entire continent.
Nora seems to intend on heading back to the city with you.
Did you? I'll ask her. Like, did you not want to stay with him?
I need to
I
at
guess-
least I need to at least see you off.
I figure you're going to make efforts onto overthrowing the government. Yeah. I figured that's probably what you wanted to do is help him, right?
That is my intention.
That's fair.
Come on. As she hops out the door. And you all are free to head back to the city if you have no other business. Walk down the road. The guards are like, just pay you no mind as you make your way to your jobs.
I'm gonna stealth regardless because I feel like I need to be alone.
There.
It's an 18. Not my best job. I'm very distracted and upset and not used to looking like a tiger.
Jeez, you rolled a 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even have reliable talent yet.
Oh,
Yet?
Mhm.
Neat.
The heck? There we go. As you all enter the city, the magic fades away and you go back to your regular looking selves. Now, as you reach the central plaza, we'll call it, you see walking around in looking like a lost golden retriever, Lady Norstra in her blue mage robes, kind of like peering over crowds of people, looking around, tapping her foot.
all right, is here.
Back to the job. Does anyone else think that the Sentinel, whatever his name is trying to distract us from defending Solsheim?
He could have been, but I didn't really get the chance to sense any hostility or deception from him.
My first guess is that he has his priorities. Yeah. I think his concerns are different from ours at the moment here. Is generally what I felt.
Can I roll insight to see what I think? Like, I didn't think about it at the time, but can I roll insight to see what if I think there's any water to what Legion said?
Sure.
15. That tracks. I was.
You didn't necessarily sense that he was lying or leading you astray.
I think the Tegan's probably right. I mean, if you were a slave, wouldn't be ending slavery be your first priority?
I admit I wish to help these people, but we all are in agreement there are bigger priorities.
Yes.
Fuck it, let's start World War Llivena. Just a slave revolt here, there's a war going on over there. Let's see if we could get this country to fight, like, the Australithic, not the Australithic League, the Durasfall Empire.
Yeah, fuck those guys in particular.
Yes, it's lots that we've gotten ourselves involved in.
I've no doubt they would have been very helpful for the cause, but time is of utmost import.
We have allies in Sultan that need our help, so we could. Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
It isn't long before Lady Norcia notices the giant metal man. And she comes storming over.
I'm gonna try and sneak up on her from
Oh.
behind.
I guess-
She goes to yell at Legion, and I just tap her on the shoulder.
Make a stealth check. Oh,
34.
yeah. Yeah. She's storming over. Woo! She turns around. Oh, you scared the shit out of me. Where have you been?
Can I roll a stealth check to break invisibility to scare her again?
I don't think you have to roll.
Okay, because it would have been bad. I'm gonna break invisibility.
Jesus fuck. Listen, this is not the time for games or jokes. We need to go.
We were entertaining an offer for
Revolt?
an alternate way of dealing with this problem. Seemed worth hearing, if not worth actually employing their methods.
I have questions, but we don't have
Yeah.
time for that right now.
I'll fill you in as we go.
She's like pointing, making sure everybody's here, and she sees Nora. Who the fuck is she?
It's Tegan's girlfriend.
Girl. I mean, she is a friend who's a girl, I guess. Yes, this is not.
Will she be coming with us?
I look at Nora.
She seems taken aback. She says, she takes Legion's hands. Or not Legion, fuck. Tegan. Legion.
Man, that was quick. she really just likes constructs.
She'll take Tegan's hands. And she says, I don't want you to go. I've missed you. And you're my best friend. But you're all important and shit now.
I look visibly upset.
Can I, sense? Where do I sense? I'm gonna, careful my words. I feel something is afoot. Nora, yes, it's funny how you could really just stumble into kind of certain situations. But I'm glad that you are back. And I know that the time since coming back has been somewhat short, and I hate to cut it off, but there are people who need me. And I kind of look towards man, and there are friends who need me right now. So, I will be back, though. I will be back to help out when I have the chance. But right now, I need to go where I need it the most.
Thank you for saving me. And I hope you can save many others. But promise me one fucking thing. You better stay alive.
I died once. It was not a pleasant experience, so I don't plan on doing that again.
What do you mean you died once?
All right, let's go.
She seems angry, but she's like crying. She's like angry crying. So at that point, in the middle of public, Lady Norstra says, "Come on, take my hands." And a mage hand she conjures just scribbles a circle of teleportation. And then, with one last wave of goodbye, you all see Nora disappear as you skyrocket into the teleportation
What if
spell.
this is a trap before the teleportation? What if this is a trap?
And
We're on the other side of the continent.
Oh my god, is that Miles?
and you teleport atop the permanent teleportation circle in Solsheim.
Niles, so good to see you again, Niles.
Oh yeah, remember Nile?
There he was. Who's that
God?
dashingly handsome fellow that just disappeared?
Is that a person?
No,
Okay.
That looks like a person.
it's
It
decor.
looks like a person. Snake.
Don't you know art when you see it?
Manon, I will say when we telephoned, Manon, I wanted to say I'm sorry if I made you worry. I sorry that I also ran off earlier. I was just taken aback by things. I'm sorry if I upset you. I won't abandon you as you are my friend.
Manon's gonna try really hard to play it cool. She does not.
Let's see.
So she does the thing where she's like looking up and like trying really hard not to cry, and like I wasn't worried.
I just open up my arms for a hug. It's all right.
I give him a very big hug. I got little noodle arms. But
As you guys are hugging, Lady Norstra says, "As touching as this reunion is, come on, we need to go." As you guys look around the room, you can see a number of other Stellenic soldiers posted and ushering you through the door.
Okay, Lady Nostra. What's the situation? How bad is it? Do they have troops? Do they have the stupid super soldier, the undead super soldiers?
She's briefing you as you briskly walk down the hallways toward the council chambers, and she'll inform you saying, "Look, somehow, like, we had the great battle of Avis Mora, where they had the initial push and you guys were a part of it. We successfully defended, but what we didn't anticipate were demons to come into the picture, but also super soldiers from the south through the Trovenian borders."
Okay, I need to pop up a map again.
Somehow, it looks as though the Durisfall Empire has created an alliance with the Trovenian Republic and they've attacked Rosal Chad from the south.
oh,
How they got soldiers circumnavigated down there without us knowing, I don't know. And how they keep fueling reinforcements, I don't know either.
Magic?
Capturing our units and then repurposing them against us.
Hmm.
We did hear intel that slave labor is being used in the Nemora settlement to fuel the Dursfall war machine.
Well, typical Nemorans, willing to profit from both sides. We have been shipping in food supplies, medicine, and armaments from Nemora ourselves through Caldore's port.
Hmm.
They are also fueling our war machine. It's a matter
Well,
of who can pay more.
I don't think they're fueling our war machine as much as they're fueling the Dursfall one.
Do they have something to do with the undead and demons that Dursfall are using?
I do not know.
We might be in a position to ask someone to find out, though. I cast exposition and tell her about our guy on the inside. He's supposedly a part of the Solteran.
Good to know. Strange bedfellows we all have. Is there anything else that you need before we walk through these chamber doors?
Is my girlfriend still alive?
Friedis is alive. She's here in the city.
And how long until you... What's our timeline look like?
Well, the forces from the enemy that have come here from Avismora can be held. If we only have to hold from one cardinal side of the city, then that's fine. They don't seem to have the forces to surround us yet. But if once Krorzal Chad falls, I don't know how long we can last against a two-sided war.
Is that where we need to go then?
Frankly, we did not have many forces prepared in Krorzal Chad. They're holding out only because the orcs there are able to hold their own. But we don't have forces to send there, nor do we have the ability to send logistical reinforcements. If you want to go south and help, what you could do is see how they're getting reinforcements there and cut that source off.
Okay.
We have a question.
What is your question?
How do you feel about privateers?
Frankly, at this point, we could use any help we can get.
Rust Bellows right there.
If you're interested in parleying with them and getting them to help, I'm happy to give you what coffers we have.
I have some contacts in Rustbellow that could be of assistance as well.
I spent about 8 months as a pirate in Merchant's Bay.
Wouldn't that be a merchant, not a pirate? Oh,
No, I was a. Yeah, I'll tell you the story later.
Be it said, though, I'm not the one in charge around here. These are good ideas. I encourage you to follow up with them in a conversation with the council. She opens the doors. And you find yourself in this shitty map backdrop I have.
I marched directly up to the lexicon,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, "Did you send me into that city so that I would have to deal with my shitty sister?"
Oh, was it your sister? I had no idea. I
This woman lied
apologize.
to me. Woman lied to me.
Is that an 18?
Yeah.
She seems amused. She may not have known that it was exactly your sister, but she knew that it was somebody directly tied to your past.
I give her a very angry hug and then storm away.
Oh. Oh. She's this very old elven woman. She's like, oh.
Well, I'm not very strong, so
Oh, okay.
I have an 8, so
We apologize as the Archon booms his voice out for bringing here in such a post-haste manner. I know you all have important business and value it as such, and for us to pull you from it, I apologize, but I promise we will compensate you. We as the council have been pleasantly surprised by the work you've done for us before, and in times like this, we felt it was important to consult you. Not only that, but I think it goes without saying that each of you are not your average adventurer. Each of you have a unique backstory that we believe can bring value to our war effort if we help you find the answers that you're looking for. And perhaps we can help. We are not going to fall tomorrow, but time is of the essence. But given what time we have, we would like to give you a form of payment up front. Perhaps a few tasks to do, and compensation on the back end.
We're listening.
After consulting amongst each other, a few of us have volunteered to personally give you something. Lexicon Imbris, if you would go first. As the old lady lifts herself with her arms on the table, seeming to struggle a bit.
I'm old.
She says, Manon Honortide, I have seen that you have a connection to your god. In my experience, gods have many answers that are just beyond reach. if you would come with me, I want to get you in contact with Timora more directly. In a way that no Praetorian ever could.
That's good because they're all assholes. um, I look at Legion and Tegan and I'm like, it's just panicked eyeballs behind like my big glasses.
This old lady that you love hate.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave Lucky with them. I'm gonna leave Lucky with them, and I'll go with her.
She will take her seat after announcing such.
Okay.
The Archon... Oh, unless you want to say something.
I just do my best to communicate with my eyes that I suddenly feel like this is a trap.
What does that look like with
Because
your eyes?
It's just like big giant eyeballs behind the glasses, and I'm darting back and forth trying to see if anybody else is alarmed by these people doing nice things for us. That's it.
It's just a moment of, oh god, we are the only capable people here. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's
I
just like,
literally wrote that in my notes. The only capable people on the continent.
first Tegan was just joking, he's like, oh.
Is this nicety or is it desperation?
Yes.
Yes.
Both.
Yeah.
Make an insight check.
Oh, never mind. These people are naturally good.
And Tegan are just like, oh, they're so nice.
Maybe we were wrong about them.
Oh,
We'll go through this sequence, and then I'll give you the answer to your
Yeah.
insight check.
Yeah.
So, as she takes a seat, Archon Xeronitis yields the floor over to Oracle Raynorin, who points toward Tegan and says, "The scholarly of you I would like to consult. You may have access freely to my library, and I would like to personally teach you in the ways of some of our more forbidden spells."
Okay. Well, I have no reason to doubt you.
The Prime Prefect Commander, Agamon, will call forward Kazdel.
yes. Sorry, I think I take a step forward.
We have much that we could supply you with personally. But I'd also like to see what we can teach you in terms of your martial art form.
I see. Always willing to learn more.
And then Lord Matthias will call forth Legion. And he says, Legion, I think it's time that I give you the answers of which you seek, and also access to some of the more reserved equipment that I supply. To your fellow legionaries, I could say.
I would be honored to be supplied by one as such yourself.
He will respectfully take his seat. Ooh.
There's a lag.
It's like a flash. His blue eyes go red suddenly and then go back to normal.
So as you're listening to this conversation, you're wondering, is this out of desperation? Is this out of kindness? Is there danger in this? And as you're listening and looking at their gestures, this was definitely something that was premeditated and discussed and arranged. And they all seem to have an air of desperation about them. They're definitely scared. And they each seem to show genuine interest in the background of who each of you are. And perhaps it was a discussion led by the lexicon that there is some kind of message from the universe that you all are important.
I should feel relieved, but I actually think that's probably worse news. They're like, we're desperate and you all are important. Oh no.
Oh no!
No.
Matilda Durasfall, also seated at the panel, will say, "The fact that you all were able to free myself and Lady Norstra shows that you have the ability to go places and do things that no one else can do. Please accept these gifts as I've advocated on your behalf with the council. And if you have the time after all this is said and done, I'd like to coordinate with you on an offensive."
Okay.
Now, Lexicon Imbrus will say, "Please forgive us for the sudden request of your time and offering of these gifts. I will assert that it is important that we preserve the sanctity of some of the tasks at hand, and that you follow as instructed," as she stands up and signals for Manon to come with her. And each of those who volunteered themselves to help in this will beckon for each of you to come with them as they make their way to their various areas that they're taking you to.
Offices?
I'll go with her.
So we'll go through this scenario by scenario. Here we go.
I'll be right back. One moment.
Manon, the lexicon takes you over to the shit.
I knew where the bathroom was.
Here we go. She takes you over to the Temple of the Order of Aspects. And there, as you go through it, you haven't really been here before. It's a big, like, marble temple. And as you walk through, you see various priestly figures walking around, clerics, but they all seem to... They just have a culture that's different from Pretoria, or any of your conventional clergy. And she leads you over to this particular room that is empty of other personnel. I'll, like, plop you in here. There you go. And you see kind of like this ritualistic chamber. As you look at it, on each of the four corners, there are these weird, like, panels on the floor that are slightly elevated. You see these two golden lamps next to this large platform, or a dais. And she takes out from her pocket a small crystal that looks very much like the one that you hid on your person.
The one that's currently between my boobs right now that I've remembered that I had there when I was in the council chambers. Okay.
She says, "You may be familiar with the ability to commune, but when you use the arche, it has the unique property to amplify and act as a conduit for divination magics. It gives you the ability to amplify your contact to the celestial planes and communicate with deities. In Androrion, over 1,000 years ago, the arche was used to bridge the gap between our plane and the celestial. And during the upper solstice, they were able to, when the veil was thinnest, perform rituals. What I can do for you today is that on a smaller scale. Please have a seat on the platform and prepare to meditate."
I will. I leave a very neat pile of my weapons to the side. It takes a while for me to pull them all off of my person.
Put your owlbear down.
Yeah, and I tell the owlbear to go bother the initiates in the other room. And Ralphie goes to bother them. And I will... I'll move to the center of the dais and I'll sit down crisscross applesauce. Palms up on the top of my thighs.
The lexicon begins to channel this divine energy into the crystal, and it floats over to you. And she calls out, "Take the crystal in your hands and focus through it."
Okay, I do. When I take the crystal in my hands, does the one between my titties do anything?
No.
Okay. That's the answer I wanted. I put my hands around the crystal and I concentrate.
And she seems to do some facilitation in this, as you feel pulled into the crystal as you meditate, and you find yourself, when you open your eyes, floating amongst what appear to be clouds in a pocket dimension of perhaps. And there you're able to see in front of you the golden figure of Tamora, an avatar of some kind. And you hear her say your name. Madam Honortide. Child, follower, and paragon of luck. You have reached me, and thus I am happy to share any answers you seek.
Boy. Um,
With the spell, you get 5 questions.
okay. Do they need to be yes or no questions?
They do not.
Okay. Um, are we going to be able to positively affect the outcome of this war following the the task set before us by the council?
The council is right in that you have the ability to help them. It is your choice to the extent you want to help them. To give you reassurance, more specifically, the one who can truly help them is Legion. You worry about your friends. When it comes to war, who lives and dies is often at the mercy of the coin flip. But the odds of coin flips can change with the choices you make. There are safer gamblers than others. If you choose to leave, those who stay will die. What troubles you most, Manon?
That even if I stay to help, I won't be enough to save my friends.
But do your friends need to be saved?
No more than I did. So,
What else can I answer for you?
How how are how are they getting reinforcements in through the south?
The Trovinians have agreed to a deal with Durisfall. They have voluntarily provided facilities to create and house soldiers.
So they're making them there.
That is correct. Specifically, the Caliphate.
What now?
So the Caliphate has made a deal with them? Mhm. These super soldiers, they're being made out of people, just regular people, right?
They are.
Are these people prisoners of war or just people they've taken off the street? Or both?
They are both POWs, conscripts,
Mm.
and various others who have been captured as needed to supply the demand.
Is the Caliphate supplying their own people for this? Are they sacrificing their own people to fuel this deal?
They are not.
Hmm. Right. Is that 3 questions or 4?
That was 4?
Okay. And I, I don't feel like I have the right to ask, but can you give me anything that will help me in saving as many people as I can? I want to load the coin so that we get the best possible outcome.
Although you are not, you have not been a cleric of divine faith. Your faith in me alone has earned you my favor. I have always been there. Every time a situation comes to chance, I do my best to give you The most favorable odds I am able to from my position. But always know your ability to think and weigh options is the greatest way to change your odds. The decisions you make, whether you play a card or don't, affects the entire game. Man, and there is something I need to tell you. We, the deities, have been concerned that the business of which you are caught in is not of mortal men. There are signs that the vestiges are involved and employ the help of mortals to achieve their agenda. As my follower, I task upon thee, find whoever it is that is serving the vestiges. And dispose of them. Our connection is waning. And she reaches out a golden hand and takes yours. Know that I am always with you, and that the odds are ever in your favor. As she begins to turn into mist, and you feel yourself falling back into your body, and the channeling of the crystal ends.
What's the lexicon doing?
She has her eyes closed, and as you open your eyes, you see that this visible manifestation of magic that was flowing into the crystal is slowly receding back toward her, and it disappears. And she looks like she finally relaxes and is able to breathe. You do not need to tell me what you saw or heard. I only hope you found what you were looking for.
Look at the draw. Thank you.
You are welcome. And you have learned the commune spell.
Cool.
If you do not have the appropriate spell slots to use it, then you can do it once per day.
Let's see. I don't think. Let's see. No, I do not. All right. I can cast level 3 spells.
As that was going on, we will move over to the Oracle's room. where Tegan is led to the Pythian archives. Tegan, as you walk into the archives, you can see what you count as likely a 20-foot high tower of shelved books. And you can see people in gray robes walking around and via arcane magic organizing and pulling books from the shelves. And the oracle leads you over to a particular chamber where there is a statue in front of you. The oracle opens the discussion by addressing you. Tegan, I know we haven't had many opportunities to talk, and I'm frankly one of the more quiet members of the council.
You say something? He's like, Tegan's like looking at the books like, what? You say something?
He's taken aback by your comment. Look, as a practitioner of magic, I understand you're more of an evocation type?
Yes, that is correct. I do a lot of damaging spells.
Well, are you familiar with the concept of divination magic?
Vaguely. I'm vaguely familiar. It's like singing to the future and all that, right?
Yes. In times like these, information is critical, and our war effort has been very well benefited by the use of divination magic to figure out where we need to allocate forces and such. Now, for you and your party, I would like to offer you to learn the divination spell. Are you familiar with it?
I don't necessarily know, but I given name, I can guess what it would do.
He will pluck a scroll from the wall and with two fingers hold it out to you. I want you to take an item. Perhaps a key on your person?
Feels around. Do I have a key on me?
You had taken a key off of the Archfey.
Oh. Eldrick.
I did. Yeah, I'll take that.
I have plenty of scrolls like this. Please feel free to use it.
All right. Take the scroll from him.
When you cast this spell, you get to choose a deity to contact and ask them a question. When you hold the key and ask about it, you'll be provided the answer to that one question.
Just like that, I can contact anyone.
Your choice.
Take the scroll, hold the key. Hey, thanks. He sits and he thinks. I've never been more of the religious type to rely on a deity for help. And I do know that constantly gets thrown around is call up Tamora.
If Tamora has been the most involved in your group's worship and, frankly, if you've been lucky, then maybe she is the one to contact.
That's really the only one I can think of in this moment. I'll begin to cast the spell while holding the key. I do call up Tamora.
As you cast the spell, you feel your mind expand beyond your body, and you find yourself as well in a demi-plane of sorts, bridged between your plane and the next. Though not quite as vivid as what Manon appeared to have experienced. And you feel like you're just on the edge of falling back into your body at any given moment, and you have the time to ask but one question as you see far into the distance this what looks like a sun in the on the horizon, and you hear from it the echoing voice of what you assume to be Tamora. Tegan Star Hunter, you have reached out to me, and our time is short. What can I answer for you?
What must I do? What can we do to end this? End this war? What is the fastest way to get it done? No matter the cost.
The answer to that, I'm afraid, is beyond my foresight, even as a deity. But you must find the influence that coordinates the Dorisfall Empire.
Right. Can you tell me specifically?
I cannot. However, I've had my eye on you, Tegan Star Hunter. Just know that luck is on your side, as you feel yourself slipping and falling out of the spell and back into consciousness.
Gets out. Just loosens his grip, I guess, on the key a bit as he returns.
I saw the spell activate.
It worked, yes.
He takes another scroll out from the wall, another copy of the divination spell, and hands it to you. For the road. Put it in your spell book.
Take it. Thank you. I will use it when I can. It will be most beneficial ever.
You know, there is beauty in knowing that you can reach out for answers yourself. Many people rely on priests to serve as liaison between them and their gods, and they hope that their prayers are heard. But you have the power to seek out these answers yourself. And that is something beautiful. If you ever need help with answers, they don't call me Oracle for no reason. You got to ask tomorrow your one question. I'm no god, but is there something that I can answer for you?
As powerful magic uses as I'm assuming you are, and one that I may hope to aspire to be. Can we not, just in and of ourselves, take control of the situation and answer, sense the questions ourselves, decide how things end with the magic we learn?
There are things beyond us as mortals, and we have our own personal limitations, but our limitations are always beyond where we think they are. You'll find through adversity that you'll be able to surpass your limits time and time again when push comes to shove. I don't think that it is a coincidence that you all have come together as a group. And I don't think that it's a coincidence that Praetorian and Andrew Ryanite and yourself have united.
Perhaps. Perhaps it is no mere coincidence at all.
If you ever need a fortune telling beyond what you can do yourself, I'm happy to take the time.
Thank you. This has been quite insightful.
It'll take 2 hours to inscribe this into your spellbook, so I suggest you take the time while you have it.
Okay. Sit down. Start doing that.
You can feel free to use any of our library resources to do so.
He just sits down right there in the middle of the floor and just starts putting it in his book.
While you're here in the Pythian archives, with the time you have, Tegan, you can make a list of things that you would want to read about too, and you can list those to me later, and we can see if you learn anything.
Okay.
Next, we're going to go over to Kazdel and the Prime Commander.
Why is this helmet so long?
It's a big helmet.
It's not like just big. It's like almost as big as his head.
Yeah, it's a big head.
He takes you over to his private dueling chamber where he does his personal martial arts training. And as he shows you and gives you time to take in the visual of it, you hear him draw his weapon and shuffle it in his hand as he says, "You know, you really get to know a man when you're in combat, exchanging blows and feeling each other and becoming one."
I agree. I take out my great axe. Are you suggesting we exchange blows right now?
I think we should get physical.
Whoa.
This is not exactly how I planned this to go, but I'm not opposed.
Oh.
Do I attack him? What do I do?
This is hilarious.
I think you're supposed to keep negotiating.
Negotiate. There's negotiations. For sure.
Are you more of like an offensive player or a defensive player?
Do you like to grapple, or do you like to?
Do you use a lance? Like,
I use a great axe. There's no such thing as a legendary great axe in 5e for some reason, but I use a great axe.
There's a legendary great axe.
Really, I looked all over.
He will welcome you as he makes his introductory speech, you could call it, and welcomes you to take the first move. Roll initiative.
All right. Oh, I thought that was mine. Son of a bitch.
Shouldn't you get naked first?
Yeah.
Are we supposed to?
Oil up.
Oh, hold on. That's weird.
Not what you want. Not really what you want to hear in this situation. Oh, hold on. That's weird.
He invites me to make the first move, but I rolled.
Your
So-
move.
Even before initiative?
Now that I think about it, has Kazdel ever rolled great initiative?
No. I think my initiative has only been above 10 once, and it was like a 13.
Yeah, fix something.
Oh, there is a great axe, except it's locked behind a purchase wall.
Ah.
It's in Storm King's Thunder, and I don't have that one.
Here we go. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, good.
I need to
Do you
get the
start? Do I
initiative
start?
tracker
What do
up.
you?
There it is. So he'll welcome you to make the first move, and then we'll just go from there.
Okay. Giant smite.
Giant smite immediately grows to twice the size.
Oh, goodness.
Oh my.
Did not realize you were a grower.
Is that an active condition I can put?
Grower?
No. Enlarged. Nope.
Casdell has received condition grower.
I don't think we can make our own conditions. In fact, I just made a feat because I just realized that I think me and Quentin are doing like the same thing. We're giving things our players can't put in their character sheets.
Woohoo.
I just made a feat just called DM gave me something.
Yeah, that's the smart thing to do.
All right.
Yeah. I just had to go in and add custom action to my sheet.
So giant smite, and I will dash towards them and attack 3 times. Actually, wait, wait, wait. I'm gonna do a blast with my wings as a wing attack and try to knock him prone.
Okay. Is that a strength save?
It's what is it? Strength 18.
So that doesn't reach his armor class.
Okay. So it does not even hit him. And then I will attack twice.
Oh, what the heck?
Does 17 hit?
17 does not hit.
How about a 26?
26 will hit.
Okay. I used my bonus action already, so I can even do fire rune. 11 plus giant smite plus fire strike. $26 damage.
Okay.
Wait a minute, this doesn't say bonus action for fire rune. It just says I could do it.
You do it when you hit them.
Oh, cool. Plus fire rune. So they have to do a strength saving throw of DC 17. It also takes an extra 2d6 fire damage.
Okay. Beyond's giving me trouble.
Okay.
Uh,
That's a decent amount of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
For only one attack hitting, 36
25?
damage isn't bad.
that is how you're able to
Five.
kill a beanstalk worm.
You know, it does strike me that I think that Legion going last is probably a bad sign. Legion's going to be alone in the room with his arch enemy.
Make your fighter expend all of their resources, and then make your other fighter alone with his arch enemy.
Yep.
You said a strength save. Okay, it's working. There we go.
Oh,
25.
damn. Did you? Alright. That's my turn.
Okay, then he's gonna go. As he takes the hit, he winces, and that's quite a bit of pain and damage, frankly. He says, "You really hit hard. You know, I have somehow in my mind imagined that you would grow bigger in this combat."
I did.
Oh wait, your token. I forgot to make it bigger. I still thought you would be bigger.
I mean, this is a scholarly stand. I'm certain you guys have something to help with that.
He does a smirk and then he stabs at you. That's a long sword. 15.
Does not hit.
That's a 26.
That. What do I have as a reaction? Bah. Runic shield. It'll reroll.
Reroll. That's a natural 20.
That's natural 20.
Oh,
That's
no.
the time that I've done that to
Oh
you.
shit!
Oh no.
They have to use a new roll too.
Oh no.
Yes. Remember the last time I used it when I crit Legion with an enemy?
So he's using 2 hands, by the way. So
Oh god. Just roll the damage.
Boy.
3 more slashing damage.
I'm not sure why I did that when I still have aid and I would have only taken 1 damage.
Yeah.
And then 1 more hit. That's an 18.
That does not hit. I don't see the damage for the nat 20.
Oh, because it didn't roll. Why didn't it show up on the screen? That's weird. It was 3 more damage because of crit.
Okay, so what is that, like 14 damage?
No, it's 4 damage plus 3, so it's 7 damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's using 2-handed, so that damage is the only damage you're taking.
Damn, he doesn't hit very hard at all.
He's not hitting very hard.
He's pulling his punches.
Cadsdale.
Are you even trying? Barely
Ooh.
stings.
Oh,
Spicy.
But you were teaching me. Right. Bonus action. Wait, no. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna do bonus action Frost Rune. And that just gives me a +2 bonus to all saving throws that use strength for Constitution. And I'll do another wing attack. 22 hit.
22 will hit.
Okay. He's making 18 strength save.
It's an 18.
Damn. I wonder if that has anything to... Is it technically an ability check? No, it's not an ability check. Right. 2 more attacks. 21. 18. 21 hit.
They both hit.
And then on one of those, I'm gonna add Giant Smite, and the other, or in Strike of the Giants.
Yep, that hits. That hits pretty hard.
16 plus 15.
I think it's like 38 or something.
Yeah, 38 damage. Plus the 15 from the wing attack. I just did 53 damage in 1 turn.
Nice.
The prefect commander is suddenly wishing that they had picked someone else. Like, you mean I could have just sat in a room with one of the squishy ones?
Are you okay?
He definitely looks like he's taken a hit, and he's like, and he
Is this
goes,
for you or me?
he goes, I see why we pay you so much. As he, if that's the turn, goes in for a stab. 25 for 9 damage.
I'll make him reroll the 25.
26
Fuck!
for 5 damage instead. You take less damage.
Plus damn.
Okay. I'll take the 5 damage.
And as he slashes you across the waist, he says, "You know, with the possible fight on 2 fronts, do you honestly think that your party's willing to commit to fighting on 1 front?" As he goes in for another stab. That's a 14.
First one like barely scratches through the scales. The other one just doesn't even go through.
Natural 1. You can hit him if you want with your reaction.
I'm convinced my friends and I can, whatever we're gonna call ourselves, can at least turn the tide on 1 front. But we cannot win a war by ourselves. And I'm gonna grab onto his sword from the one swing and I'm just gonna punch him.
Oh, yeah, that hits. You smack him in the face.
It's a maximum. Wait, it's a flat damage. It's
Yeah.
not a roll.
Flat damage. And then it's your turn.
Can I insight to see if there's anything more to him?
Sure.
Does that count as an action or no?
No.
Okay.
18. You can tell that he's kind of trying to goad you into a conversation. And he kind of wants to... It seems like he wants to learn more about your party's intentions and how... If they can depend on you.
Depend on the Casdo or depend on like... Oh no, if they can depend on the party.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, are y'all really out for yourselves, or are you willing to really help the cause?
Did he? Does he actually want to fight?
It's kind of
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna-
it's like a conversation while fighting. It's kind of like his thing.
Well. All right. I'm gonna attack him 3 times. And we'll do an unarmed strike at the end there, which
2 hits.
9 smite because it's literally 3 damage.
We are the OCC. Makes it sound like an organization.
Yeah,
I
like it. The OCC, the only capable
Oh,
people on the continent.
That's your party name?
Party name.
We are the OCC.
We're OCC. I keep wanting to say like out of character. Yeah. I am confident. I've spent at least 1 voyage with them. That they will aid those in need. Or slay an entire forest of fake creatures trying, but that was more on me.
On his turn, he'll at the comment about the fake creatures go, "Oh, what's a genocide or 2?" As he slashes. That's a 10.
He actually cares a lot more about that than he lets on.
After missing, he'll try to do a backswing for a 27.
Ooh,
That's 7 damage.
oh, that's 8 damage. I don't trust Runic Shield anymore. It's a 19. That's so close to a 20. I don't trust it.
20. Yep. So after he lands the blow and kind of prepares to go in for a stab, he says, "So, what did you find in the Feywild forests?" As he thrusts it in. It's another 27. 4 more damage.
Was I aware that Nick Manon took it? And I know you told some of the party members.
No one knows I have it.
Oh, I thought you told Tegan.
No. I said I found it. I didn't tell anybody where it's at.
Yeah.
So you know it's in Manon's possession.
Okay.
Maybe.
Unless she planted it somewhere.
What we found, I believe, is a possible inside ally from the enemy. Which allies are hard to come by these days.
As it switches to your turn, he says, "Really? An ally?"
Or like in format. Maybe I shouldn't say that to him. But he
26
might
will
not
hit.
live out of this room.
Oh!
Ooh!
Ooh, shit.
Ooh!
Where's Giant Smite? Features and trait? No. Actions? Where the heck is it? Did I just
It should
put
be
in
an
this-
It should be on
Oh, there
your
it
in
is.
actions. Yeah.
Only 2 extra damage.
You can include it in your crit for a double, I think, right?
Because it happens on the hit.
You can roll it again if you want.
Another D8.
Well, I'll just make it 4.
Okay. With that, he's about to ask, "So who's this informant?" As you shut him up by hitting him. And,
I think I've spoken too much. Point is, we found help of sorts where we can gather more information.
as you say that, he's like, in the natural 20 causes him to cough up blood. He says, "Good show, good show." As he sheaths his long sword.
But the axe on my back, I'm not typically privy to all the negotiations. I am more so just a fighter.
As he stands up straight.
Or a warrior.
Well, this conversation's been nice. I feel like I've been able to really get to see a little more on who you are, Kazdel. I hope that we can
And-
count on you with so much at stake.
And through this conversation, I now realize why this country needs us so much.
Ooh!
His eyebrows raise, and he says,
Oh shit.
I believe we should probably get back to your friends. I'm sure they're just about wrap it up. So
What do I get out of it?
as he leads you out of the chambers, you realize that you have learned that you have the ability to do the disarming or the battle master ability disarming attack,
He didn't even try to use that.
and what's the one that makes you trip? Topple?
Tripping attack.
Tripping attack.
How do I add those?
So he will have taught
You could literally give yourself the feat. Oh fuck! There's a battle master feat.
Fighting initiate.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I was like, there's a way to like manually add a feat to you, isn't there? Manage feats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you go to features and traits and go to the very bottom, hit manage feats, and you can add like battle master initiate or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's fighting initiate, I think.
Fighting initiate.
And then you choose battle master. Because you get to choose a fighting style from the fighter.
Precisely. So I guess if it gives you a third battle master thing, then you can use that too.
Wait, what? Fighting initiate. I would say
Yeah.
battle master, but is it superior technique?
Yes, it's superior technique. Yeah, sorry.
Can you tell we do this all the time? We don't.
I would have remembered which one it was if I looked at it. Maybe.
Mm. And then we go to Legion. Legion, Lord Matthias will walk you through the halls of erudition. And he says, you know, we've been so occupied with go, 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 busy, 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 and everything's of the time in essence, but as our final hour comes close, I think it's impossible to tell what comes after all this, and it's time you and I had some real time to talk.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you something that very few people have access to. And I want you to know that it takes a lot of trust for me to do this. Are you able to keep this to yourself once you see it?
Your secret is safe with our indifference.
Are you lying?
No, I am not.
One of my favorite things.
He says, in that case, he leads you to the teleportation room. Ignore all these people here. And he asks for you to step onto the teleportation circle.
Should have made Lucky get inside Legion's body.
Where are we going precisely?
An underground base operations.
Do I trust him?
Make an insight check.
16.
He doesn't seem to be lying about it.
All right. Step into the portal.
The portal lights up, and you find yourself in an underground metal chamber. Right here. Or somewhere around here. The grid is deceiving.
Okay. But also, why am I small?
Because the grid is deceiving.
Okay.
It's gonna make you a little bigger here. Sorry about it. Why are you so small? What the fuck?
I don't know.
Well, I guess we're all just small now. There you go. You light up and teleport into this chamber, and as you step out of it, you see these hallways made out of stone and metal. And he says, welcome to the Order of Erudition's real HQ.
Is the architecture here kind of like Andrew Ryan?
Oddly enough, no. This place looks a little more futuristic in nature. It looks like the engineering that has been employed by Lord Matthias or really Melchizedek as you know him, has come a long way. And as he walks down the hallway with you, he gestures with his hands and he says, Legion, the Iron Legion, as you are familiar from before, was a way to immortalize some of our greatest warriors and allow them to serve the Empire beyond what the flesh could support. And it was able to protect us from all kinds of threats inside and out. When the collision happened, something occurred that I don't fully understand. Radioactive energies from the different planes entered our world when the planes collided with one another, and anomalies began to occur. I didn't really know of your existence until just recently, and what you are. When the planes collided, it looked like the deaths of so many happening at the same time when planes were mixing and molding with each other. It affected what usually happens. Typically, when the soul leaves the body, it moves on to one of the other planes, whether it be the Celestial, Mount Celestia, or whether it's the Nine Hells or the Shadowfell. They have someplace to go. But when all the places become one place, for just that minute, where do they go?
Limbo?
When matter and physics and all sciences that we know are thrown out the window, what happens? We still don't know the answer to that question, but apparently we know the end result. Somehow, in the mix of it all, the souls convened unto one place, and they unified.
Are you talking about us?
I am talking about you.
Okay.
Come with me, as he continues walking down the hall.
God, he better not be trying to replicate whatever we are.
And here he waves his hand as runes across the door light up and it opens. And he turns the corner. And as he does so, you are able to see what's in this large chamber.
Oh.
Along the walls, you see
Oh no.
many different Stellenic soldiers that don't seem to be active. And some of the larger ones you recognize as Arcane Templar models.
That's what Priam was in.
Yeah.
And he walks toward the center of the room, gesturing to the different models. And really what you can't see here is that this chamber has what you could imagine to be a 100-foot tall ceiling on it. And along the walls from top to bottom are hundreds of deactivated Stellenic robots. And he turns to you and he says, Legion, I am genuinely fearful for the people of the Australithic League and the liberty of the people of Llivena. When the collision happened, it was so quick and we didn't even realize what was happening until it was already in motion. When we tried to launch an assault to stop it, it was too late. And the only way for me to escape what was about to happen was to travel forward in time. But what we had was stunning, beautiful, built in the image of the deities. We had an empire with scarcity was such a thing of the past. We were blessed with bountiful harvests. We had ridden ourselves of disease. We regularly had contact through the solstices with the deities themselves in a way that mortals today don't even understand. And now I look at the world 1,000 years later, and it's wrought with war and famine and starvation and disease, with politics and greed. I want to restore the world to what it was before, when we knew peace and unity, and we were one with the gods. You're now aware of the crystals.
How many of them?
I don't know exactly how many there are. We, the Order of Erudition, have 3 crystals. I think you know that the Feywild had one. Or should I say the Sylvan Wildlands. Pretoria likely has a few. And I'm sure Duras Falls managed to find some, though I can't really confirm. It's difficult the position we're in. That when the crystals are spread all around the continent and their locations are mysteries, the world is safe from what they are capable of, destructively speaking. But that means that they're not necessarily being safeguarded. It also means that we're not tapping into the good that they can do.
Are you sure that they can be used for good?
How do you think the empire of Andrew Ryan was so peaceful? We were able to use the one crystal, the Arche, to channel into celestial divinity.
Yes, but then some maniacs decided to blow it up and cause the collision. Are we sure that's a risk we're willing to take?
If we were to collect them, then at the very least, we can protect them.
Insight check. Still iffy about this guy. Oh, 22 this time.
He seems to be telling the truth. Here's what I'm... Let me tell you what my fear of reality is today. If Solsheim falls, and they take the crystals, Australithic League is really the only force on this continent that can stop them. If Solsheim falls, they will find the other crystals. They will topple Praetoria. They will scorch the Sylvan Wildlands, and they will hunt down anybody else who has them in their possession. And once they have all the crystals, then I think the vestige leading all of this will get his way. And the collision happens once again.
So, what is it that you're asking me, of me, Melchizedek?
I don't have to tell you that an army of super soldiers, demons, and undead are amassing on our borders, and will surround Solsheim. Frankly, an army of Stellenic soldiers could contest them. My Stellenics have been upgraded, and they are capable of far more than they were 1,000 years ago. But the problem is, they only function when souls are put into them, which is a ritual. And even if 1,000 people came forward to me and wished to surrender themselves to serve as Stellenics, I would have to do rituals with 10 people at a time, and it would take too long. And it would consume too many resources in the short span of time we have. But there is 1,000 souls in one body standing here in front of me. You alone could create an army that could defeat the enemy if you would go through the ritual.
Legion will look up at this massive tower of other robots. Go. There's 1,000 in this tube?
Roughly.
Before we tell you whether yes or no, we'll before we tell you that whether or not we'll do this ritual, we have a question for you.
What is your question?
Have you been back to Andrew Ryan recently?
I have.
And what's it like?
It is a dangerous place. But not all was wiped out. The radiation that poured in from the many different realms has mutated things, morphed the earth. Creatures from other planes have spilled in. Illithids, Fae, Gith, and many others. Some of them have scattered around Llivena. For instance, the Fae, many of them went on to create the Sylvan Wildlands. Some of them, in the mutation of everything, became Sharen. and they exist to this day in Namora.
We believe the key to winning this war may be in Andrew Ryan. But for now, we will go through your ritual.
I know what I ask is... it requires great sacrifice on your part. But it really truly would save so many lives.
It's gonna be so mad.
Oh my.
I want to ask you a personal question, though. When a Stellenic falls, we have the option to recycle the soul or let it free. What do you want to do with the souls that are lost in battle?
Please, give us a second. We must hold consensus. And Legion sits there for a second. His 8-bit eyes disappear. And then there's just only like a second on the material plane, but inside Legion there's like this galactic congress of souls speaking with people or speaking with one another. And then a couple of seconds later, Legion's eyes pop back up, and he'll go, "Let the souls free."
Very well. All you have to do is step forth on the platform, as he gestures to this purple ring of mana fire. Is there anything you wish to... is there anything you wish for me to tell your friends before you do this?
Is this going to kill us?
No. Well, Legion as you know yourself now will cease to exist. But each individual soul in your body will become one soldier and live on.
Well, according to our math, there's still going to be 124 left in here. Tell our friends we're not leaving yet. And Legion will step into the fire.
After you say that, he starts to think. He goes, huh. And he begins to cast the ritual. And he does these hand gestures and motions, and he takes out grains of sand, powdered gold, diamonds, and you watch them all consume, and burn, and generating magic as if it was fuel. And he places his hands down on a panel beneath them as it lights up, and you can see magical runes begin to light up that connect from his panel to the platform you're on, and then up into what look like as if there were wires, circuitry going up the walls, and you can see, Legion, you can feel souls being pulled from you as if being sent up the circuitry wire. And you can see around you suits of armor lighting up, all up the wall. And this pillar of arcane energy overtakes you as they all begin to, at first one at a time, but all at once soon, funneling out of you. And once the last suit of armor is filled, he releases the spell. And you open your eyes, your 8-bit eyes, and you're still existing. Where you were and as you were. But oddly enough, you feel almost lighter. And it's within your own mind, it's so much more quiet than it used to be.
1,000 empty seats.
Now 1,000 troops ready to fight and hopefully not fall. And I think in 1,000 different voices, Melchizedek hears, "We are Legion."
His eyes go wide as he looks up. Looks like that answers my curiosities. Thank you, Legion. As he opens his hands up in the air, and you can see almost like tethers of magic from his fingertips extend out, and you hear him say in this almost arcane language, "Activate." As the color of the eyes change, and you can feel your control over them suppressed as he casts this magic, and the enchantments along the armor of each Stellenic is channeled through, and he orders them all to drop off the walls and enter sentry stance in the room.
Dope. Not sure the suppression magic was really necessary. They're soldiers. They will follow your orders.
Just had to test if it worked. He releases it, and you can feel your consciousness regain contact with them again.
Neat. Hopefully he's not going to do an Order 66. I really hope. Now, you said something about armaments.
To be honest with you, I didn't think that you would survive this ritual, but I hold true to my word. He walks over to one of the other rooms here, and you can follow him if you want. He enters this room over here. Don't mind me as I scroll down here.
Like an aggressive scrolling.
Legion, this piece of armor was worn by the Emperor himself of Andrew Ryan as he traces his fingers along the door slit, and you can hear mechanisms ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk. And it opens. And inside of it, in a crystal box, is a golden gleaming piece of armor for the torso. And as he curls his fingers in, the glass dissipates as if it was made of like nanobites. And he takes the armor and holds it out to you. It is the armor of invulnerability, which you can look up.
Armor of invulnerability. Oh, fuck yes. Cool. Legion will grasp it gently, look at it, and make sure it doesn't have any like extra bits on it. It's just a chest piece.
I think it's actually a full set of plate armor. So,
Oh.
yeah, you can put on the pants and stuff.
Put on the pants and stuff. Oh, I have to unattune to something. I don't need a cloak of protection if I'm invulnerable to armor for a while, or damage for a while. Legion's armor will disconnect from himself automatically. There's like a clink noise and a hiss as it falls onto the ground, and he'll just put this new armor on. I imagine he's blinged out. He's got like a new mohawk looking thing.
It is very much resemblant of ancient Andrew Ryan armor. It's also gold.
I imagine it looks like that was a ancient Roman centurion.
Romaboo.
I have to find a new Legion token now. New armor, who dis?
May it benefit you in battle.
I'll look to Melchizedek. Okay, maybe you're not that bad of a guy.
I've been trying to tell you that.
You're just with the Legion out there, just don't I don't know, Order 66 something or don't you're seriously not trying to take over the world? Something like that?
Perhaps not in the way that you think.
What does that mean?
No.
I wish I was better at insight. Insight check? Nope. It's a 16.
He sees you kind of trying to read into it. He goes. he smiles as the illusion magic over him reveals the true form that you're familiar with. He says, "You know, the nations and empires that exist today, many of them I have no quarrel with. But those that like Durisfal or Namora, live and seek to control the world in ways that are unholy or unethical. It'd be nice for someone to be able to challenge them in a way that doesn't cost so many lives.
What's are people too?
A part of what made Andrew Ryan beautiful was that it was able to prevent dictators and tyrannists from taking hold of the world. Without an Andrew Ryan here in today's age, look what they've been able to do.
That's some good points. Say, if we survive this this war, you want to start a slave riot?
I'm not opposed to helping the Sharen.
Well then.
Let me know how I can further be of assistance to you.
I will. Thank you for the armor.
Come with me. Your friends are probably wondering where you're at.
Yeah.
He'll lead you back to the teleportation circle and use it to take you back to Solsheim. And from this point, as each of you conclude the business that you had with the council members, you find yourself all led back to the same place, which was the Epicenter Palace. Once dropped off, each of you are bid their goodbye, and they wish you a good rest of your afternoon. Or evening at this point.
Agent walks in a new bling.
Do they see me like walk in from like the room I was with the prefect guy and he's all beat up?
Why are you all sweaty, Casta?
Sure.
Oh, I don't know about you guys, but this is quite enjoyable.
What, beating the shit out of old people?
You got that opportunity?
You guys didn't beat up old people?
I talked to God.
I'm glad that your experience was transcendent.
I- Transcendental? I mean, it was something.
What's next? He going to tell me he spoke to God too?
Well, I did get a little religious a minute ago, yes.
Which God did you speak? Which God did you talk to?
More, actually. As you know, I'm not really the religious type, and honestly, the one that being thrown out in the entire trap was the first one that came up to my head, so that's the one I did. I can call every once in a while, by the way. So if you want to talk to her, I can pass on a message.
Um, That's really sweet of you. I also got the ability to call my god, like once a day, and like
So
we
we can
could
just
sit down. Yeah, we could have like a conference call.
yeah, a little conference call.
What are you doing? Oh my god.
Yeah. How you been? I know we just spoke like an hour ago.
Legion, that's some nice armor you have there.
Uh, we may
Yeah,
have sacrificed 1,000 of ourselves to fuel an army.
I was about to ask, did you sacrifice an arm and a leg for that new arm? No, souls instead.
I'm sorry. What?
This unit currently has 124 souls residing in it.
Right.
1,000 other souls are now residing in 1,000 other units, dedicated to the defense of Solsheim.
Are they all as strong as you?
They fucking better be.
Question, Legion. Weren't some of those souls like criminals?
Oh my god, I didn't even
One
think about
is
that.
the criminal, and it's my echo.
Okay.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Oof.
Manon's gonna get really, really close to Legion. And she's way shorter than him, so she's like looking up. I'd like to make an insight check to see if he seems normal or not, or if I need to be sus. What if some of those souls were my favorite souls?
Did you feel particularly like compelled to certain souls?
Soul number
What?
33
No,
was
I
your
don't.
favorite version of Legion?
Oh, I have no idea. No, the answer is no. I didn't really feel compelled to any of the souls, but I'm really concerned that he's somehow irreparably changed himself.
He looks. He still's got his 8-bit eyes that like blink and move about whenever he's looking at someone. And he's Legion. Doesn't seem very different, other than his shiny new armor.
Hmm.
Oh, this is a peculiar situation, but I'm glad you're still with us.
Well,
Some of you.
that does. Oh, I guess I should tell you. So, I didn't just like sit down and like chisme with my god or anything. Like I actually like asked her questions that might be useful, and I suppose I ought to tell you like the stuff that I learned. Um, that answer that fulfills that. I asked if listening to the council would actually be helpful, or if we should do something else, and she said yes, but ultimately the choice is ours, and really the person who could help protect them was Legion. And that if we decided to leave, they'd all die.
Huh.
Also, the Trevinian, the reinforcements from the south, the Trevinians agreed to a deal, and they're using that specifically the Caliphate agreed to a deal, and there are facilities for making the super soldiers in Trevinium. So
we should definitely get a fleet of pirates and raid that city.
the super soldiers are being made from POWs and various kidnapped people. And that is all that I learned.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Everything?
No, no, not everything.
If you don't want to tell us, that is absolutely fine.
I was charged with a holy mission by my goddess that I was supposed to figure out who was being controlled by the vestige to make all of this happen, and I'm supposed to murder them.
Sounds like business as usual.
Yeah. Don't see anything wrong with that.
Well, it's really more like I wasn't sure if I was supposed to disclose my holy mission. But also, I guess if she gave me a holy mission, she has to know I'm really bad at lying and knows that I would have told you. So, I think it's okay.
We also
I'd
think
like
it's
it.
okay.
Yeah, I'd like a fourth level spell. You want me to ask her real quick? Or...
I have a 4th level spell. You want me to?
I
Always
mean,
I can
pursue
call her up real
weapons.
quick.
you know, I don't know if you and I both talked to her today. Don't you think she's... Dude, apparently, but my phone thinks I'm talking to her. I don't know if you feel like... Don't you feel like if we both talked to her today and then we called her again today, she might get a little bit annoyed?
You're right. You're right. Maybe.
First
Maybe
thing in the morning.
First thing.
Yeah. Good morning. How's breakfast?
What you
So
have?
so what the fuck do we do?
We think, with the new Legion here, us, we could go deal with the where is it? The Dravidian issue. Maybe make sure Crozal Chad doesn't fall,
Yeah.
and keep this on a war on one front instead of two. And
I think
see about maybe offering a bunch of pirates a bunch of gold to see if they'll ransack the Trovian Republic for us.
Kaz, you have friends in Ruspello, right?
Yes, it's my hometown.
You don't sound particularly proud of that fact.
Would anyone be proud of Rospello as their home?
I don't know. I'm from Pretoria, so my opinions of people's hometowns are skewed.
We'll have to see for ourselves when we get there. But I haven't been to Rospello in some time. About 5 years.
Yeah. As you guys have the opportunity to catch up with each other and what happened, you're able to, as a group, think about the different options you have as to where you can go and what you can do. Legion, you're fairly confident now that your agreement to do the ritual has, at the very least, secured the survival of Solsheim. If it at the very least, it should buy you more time, or it could possibly drive the enemy forces back. It gives you the wiggle room to go where you want and do what you want, in the near future at least. So, yeah, is there anything that you want to do or say before the close of day?
Not really, no.
Yeah, I don't have anything, but I gotta get a little bit
Yeah.
late.
We're
So I
pretty
go
much...
around.
This is where we're ending the session for tonight. So,
Okay.
enjoy all that, and we'll see what you do next week, if we have
Yep.
a session next week.
What's next
Wait,
week?
It is the 23rd.
It's like
I
the day before
will
Christmas
be
Eve.
free. I think. No, that's when I'm doing Christmas.
I
Yeah,
think
I will
on the
not be available.
I'll be in Rochester.
Okay. Yeah, I suspect next week everyone's going to be busy. Most people will be busy.
I'm
Oh,
not
yeah,
going anywhere till the 24th.
Oh yeah, on the 25th, our D&D has been canceled on Monday the 25th.
Makes
No
sense.
shit.
Does anyone run any Christmas one shot?
It's
don't.
me. It's me. I need to know, I don't know why I'm still doing Manon's voice. I need to know what day to do it on.
No.
So we brainstormed a little bit, and we were thinking after Christmas,
Okay.
like the 26th or 27th,
Yeah. I
if
think
people will
so.
be back, or like that week, like before New Year's.
Oh, well, have fun, Brad, with wherever you're going.
I have no
Yeah,
idea what
I could
Misfits
probably
are.
do it before New Year's. Yeah, I'll be pretty much out that
Okay.
entire week.
Yeah.
So
Just, yeah.
but thank you. Thank you. See ya.
Bye.
Have a good
See
night.
you.